It has taken just 72 seconds to rattle the country that calls itself a dragon. A piece of fiction, a movie teaser, that is all it took to send jitters across the line of action. We're talking about Salman Khan's starrer Battle of Galwan, inspired by the 2020 clashes between Indian and Chinese forces. The mouthpiece of the Chinese government has rushed to criticize the film, dismissing it as over-the-top drama. The Global Times article cites statements of Chinese experts and comments from social media to deride the film, alleging serious distortion of facts and blaming the clashes and provocation from the Indian troops. Isn't it ironical that Beijing is talking about facts? While India was transparent and accepted casualties of 20 soldiers during the clash, Beijing first denied any casualties on its side. It was only 6 months later that it admitted to losing 4 PLA soldiers. India put the losses on the Chinese side at more than 40 soldiers. But let's leave the Indian version aside. An Australian investigative newspaper, Klaxon, cited findings by researchers and mainland Chinese bloggers to debunk Beijing's lies. It claimed a lot of facts have been hidden by Beijing and that China's losses were much higher than officially claimed.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 2 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Let me just open this up and go across to our guest. We're joined by Sushant Sarin, Senior Fellow ORF. We have Lieutenant General KJS Dhillon, former GOC Chinar Kaur, and Andrew KP Leung, International and Independent China Strategist. Thank you very much for joining us. Mr. Leung, I want to begin with you. What was it in that 72-second trailer that Global Times had to write an entire article and arrive at a conclusion that facts have been distorted? Why is China so rattled?
Well, first of all, the incident arose on the line of actual control, which has never been clearly defined and on either side. And hence, this is the crux of the matter. Secondly, what happened on that day? Of course, there are the narratives on either side. So I think that there is a conflict of interest or conflict of representation on both sides. Be that as it may, I think that this kind of movie is not common to just to India, it's common to China as well. For example, the Wolf Warrior version, much criticized when China promoted this movie. Again, it's a private sector movie, not involving the government, but of course portraying China's heroes in defending its own national interests. But nevertheless, that was regarded as China's Wolf Warrior version. But anyway, be that as it may, I think that the relationship of between China and India is of course very important for the region, for the stability of the region. And then the Galwan incident marked a turning point for the worse. And since then, both leaders very wisely scaled down the rhetoric and de-escalate the tension, and leading to eventually a more stable relationship, agreeing to disagree on certain matters, and also promoting a more productive relationship,
right.
Which is particularly
So why should a movie trailer make any changes to that? You, I'm sure, understand that diplomatic relations are completely different. That's creative freedom and liberty in India for an individual to choose a topic they want to make a film on. But just based on the trailer, to say that this is nothing but over-the-top drama, that this is nothing but distortion of facts, it has not even released.
No, I think that this is commonly known that the narratives on both sides are very different. It is no surprise that this film produced in India, portraying an Indian hero, they are, of course, is seen to parade the Indian side of the story, and hence the reaction from China.
But India has not. No, India is not hiding anything. India has admitted to the losses. Perhaps the Chinese side is worried because there's lack of clarity on that. I want to bring in Sushant Sarin. Earlier, China never owned to what transpired on the other side in terms of damage that was inflicted. Then it came up with a number of 4 soldiers sacrificing their lives. Is that the worry of China?
No, I don't think that is only the worry of China. I don't know how many people in China are going to watch this film. And whatever the Chinese version is of the casualties they've suffered, they've managed to sell it to their people, and nobody in any case asks any questions in China. And in India, for example, it's not been hidden that 20 Indian soldiers died during those clashes. So I don't think on that there is any real problem. Secondly, I agree with you that, it's just a trailer. Frankly, if you see the trailer, there is stuff in the trailer which is kind of a little mind-boggling, because as far as I know, no shots were fired, no tanks were moved, at least not in Galwan. Subsequently, there was a massive build-up on both sides. But when Galwan happened, there were no tanks which were moved, and at least in the trailer, there is Salman Khan firing all kinds of things. But then at the end of the day, this is a Bollywood film. This is, as Mr. Leung is saying, this is, the Indian version of Wolf Warrior. So take it as a film. Don't take it so seriously. This is not the most accurate, I doubt if it will be, the most accurate portrayal of reality. But yes, it is built around a real incident, a horrific incident, really. And yes, I think the Bollywood masala would have been thrown in. And I would really, I really think that if Indian filmmakers are building a story or telling a story or making a movie on a real incident, which is what Galwan is being presented to be, then they should be very, very particular about the facts, about the detailing of the film. And I'm not prejudging the film. It's just some trailer shots that I've seen. But I would really hope that they've stuck to the factual position. This is not a Dhurandhar. A Dhurandhar was very clearly a fictional film, and the makers of the film say it's a fictional film. And they say that this is based around certain events which were taking place around the time period of that film. But it is, at the end of the day, a fictional film. But in this particular case, you're talking about a real clash that took place in which lots of lives were lost, and which actually put the relationship between India and China at least 20 years back. So this is a serious topic, and I have no problems in people making films on serious topics. But then if you're making a film like this, it's okay, you make a Bollywood masala film, but then don't call it the Battle of Galwan.
But the fact is, and I want to bring in Mr. Leung once again into the debate, nobody has seen the film. It's just a trailer that just gives you a sense of the plot on which the film is based. There's no exchange also happening between the two armies, at least not in the trailer that we see at the moment. So what is it that makes you think that, this is going to be over the top? This is highly dramatic. It's just a generic statement based on how Bollywood movies are.
Is that question for me?
Yes.
Okay, well, I think that, as I said, this is a film based on the Galwan event. The Galwan event, of course, the incident is well known around the world and to both countries and their peoples. So it's no wonder that this film was produced in India, parading an Indian hero. No doubt that the facts are based on the Indian side of the story, and hence this reaction from this newspaper. It is understandable.
It is not understandable. That's why, there's a debate on it. That's why the controversy. Lieutenant General Dhillon, it is understandable that, yes, there's a movie being made based on Galwan, and since it's a Bollywood movie, there's a Bollywood hero. That's the reason why Global Times had to write an entire article and then say, nothing can rewrite history or shake PLA's determination to defend China's sovereignty and its territory.
Good evening, ma'am, and good evening to the fellow panelists and your viewers. First of all, let's get one or two things very clear. When the guest on a show from China says it's a newspaper article, Global Times is a official Chinese mouthpiece. So it's not just another newspaper. Second point is, freedom of expression in India is guaranteed by a constitution. We are the world's largest democracy, and we can express our dissent also. We express our dissent in parliament and outside of it. So freedom of expression is our birthright in India, being a democracy, and that's exactly what this film is all about. Just a trailer is going to, sort of tickle a nation, and they're going to feel bad about it. That only shows they have something to hide. India doesn't have anything to hide. We declared our 20 casualties. Their children, their wives, their fathers, their brothers are proud of their sacrifice in the line of duty. Today, a Galwan sacrificed soldier's son or daughter is so proud student in his or her college or school because her father died fighting for this nation, where China hides its casualties. First they said 0 casualties, then they admitted to 4, and the world media is talking more than 40. So let's leave that apart.
Okay.
India is a free country and we have a freedom of expression, including that through the medium of cinema. Whether it's a fictional, whether it's around a particular event, or whether it's factual, is immaterial. No one has the right to say anything about our country and our freedom of expression and what our nationals do, including the filmmakers.
So you're saying...
If someone is getting rattled, about it, that means they have something to hide.
Something to hide. Mr. Liu, you want to respond to that?
Well, I don't think so. As there is freedom of expression in India, there's also freedom of expression in China. Of course, it's their freedom of expression to express their dissent about this, the way this film is based. I think that we should take these things in this stride. As I was making the point, this timing of this film is very unfortunate. At a time when the relationship between the two countries is de-escalating to a more productive relationship. I think this film strokes the kind of nationalism on both sides, which is not very helpful, I think, in spite of the artistic or other freedom of expression's merits.
You know, again, like I said, diplomatic relations are completely different. Here we're talking about the trailer of a movie. Why do you think that's going to impact diplomatic relationships between both the countries? Second point, and I want to bring in Sushant Sareen there. You spoke about freedom of expression. It's not like the people of China are protesting against the trailer, saying, you know, what is happening? This is over-the-top drama, Sushant Sareen.
Yeah, I don't even know whether people in China are even aware that this trailer has come out. But see, here is the thing. Where I disagree with Mr. Leung is, you know, either you say that China is such a prickly little country which is going to, react adversely, or a movie trailer or even a movie which is going to come out is actually going to start spoiling relations between India and China. I would have imagined we are two ancient civilizations, two big countries, mature countries, self-assured countries, confident countries. I don't see why we would let a movie which comes out, spoil the relationship or spoil the mood of the relationship. As far as the people who are going to be negotiating serious issues between India and China, or the people who are going to be engaged in trading relationships between India and China, I don't think they are going to let a movie which comes out affect what they are going to be doing. So at the end of the day, this is a movie. Take it as a movie. There will be in Chinese, if they go and watch a film like this, they will criticize it. They're well within their right to criticize it. There will be Indians who will probably go to the theater to see this film. They will love it. And, both sides are happy with one criticizing the other loving a movie.
Okay.
We don't eye to eye on everything. Why should we see eye to eye on a movie?
I want to wrap up, but very quickly, Mr. Leung, despite Galwan, you had Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the Indian Prime Minister, go to Tianjin. You had the SCO summit where both nations committed to bridging the gap and building a strong relationship. Do you think a trailer of a movie can really impact that?
Well, I don't. That's not what I'm saying. I mean, of course, that both leaders are highly sophisticated and well seasoned. It's not going to be affected by one single film. But I think that this film, if it's becoming popular, it does drive a wedge between the peoples in China and India, because whereas the people in China saying that the Indians are parading certain facts which are not accepted on the Chinese side, and vice versa. That's not very constructive, very
Again,
productive.
it's just a trailer. It's not like, and it's Global Times writing an article. It's not like people of China hitting the streets protesting against the movie. And I think people are a lot more mature than this to understand that this is the trailer of a film. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.